चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथां वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम रामो हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Very, very happy to be with all of you all here. You all can also come here. Everyone come this side. Okay. I'm going to tell you all stories only if you are quiet. If you all start speaking, I'll stop speaking. Okay? That's the condition on which I'll tell stories. Yes. You know a lot of stories? Very good. You know a long story? Okay. That's good. I want to tell short stories. Okay. So I'm going to tell you all some really amazing stories. And I'm going to keep telling stories one after another. Okay? As many stories as I can. Yes. Kacha? I did yesterday. I can't. Oh. That's good. Okay, good. You can hear the recording again. Okay. Here's the first story. And I love this story. It's a very sweet story. One time, there was a hunter who went to the Himalayas. And while he was in the Himalayas, searching, hunting, he found a bird trapped in his net. And this bird was a bird he had never seen in his life. It had so many colors in it. It had all the colors possible. And it looked much more beautiful than a peacock. So this hunter was fascinated. And this hunter went and caught that bird. And he put it in a cage. The bird began to talk to the hunter in human language. And the hunter was amazed. He realized, this is the best catch I've ever found in my life. This fellow decided that I'm going to go and sell this bird in some place. So he decided, I'm going to go and sell this bird in some village. So he kept roaming around from, no questions please, only hearing story, okay? So he kept roaming around from village to village and he started training the bird to do some shows. After roaming to many, many villages, he came to Vrindavan. And when he came to Vrindavan, he tied the bird to a string and the bird was flying around with its wings spread. And looking at the colors of the bird, all the kids in Vrindavan came running. And this hunter, he set up a show right in the middle of the village. and hundreds and thousands of kids were participating, and they were loving what the bird was doing. It was doing all kinds of funny things. It was talking to the kids. It was really entertaining the kids. Finally, while the hunter was showing this bird to all these kids, one little boy came running from his house, weaved through all the people, and came right in the front and sat on his father's lap. And this little boy was Krishna. And when Krishna sat on his father's lap, he saw this bird, and Krishna loved this bird. And this bird saw Krishna, and this bird also loved Krishna. And Krishna looked at the bird and looked at his father. The first thing he told his father is, "Can I have this bird?" Now, when Krishna asks anything, his father can never say no. So the father, he told his people, "Give this hunter some money. You can come here." So the father told this hunter, "You can give him some money." Father told his people. They got a huge basket filled with jewels and gave this hunter. This hunter went mad. He had never seen so much money in his entire life. And he was now ready to give that bird. So, while the hunter was giving the bird to Krishna, he gave a rope that was tied to a stick which he was holding. And when he gave the stick to Krishna, the first thing Krishna asked his father is, "Why is this bird tied?" Actually, none of the boys over there had seen that there was a small transparent thread that the hunter was holding in his hand and the bird was roaming around. The first thing Krishna told his father is, "Untie this bird." And the bird became so happy. The hunter told Nanda Maharaj that, "Don't untie this bird, he'll fly away." The bird said, No, I'll stay with them. You can untie me." So they untied the bird. And then Krishna asked the bird, "Will you eat rotis?" The hunter immediately said, No, don't give him rotis. He is a special bird. You should only give him fruits and nuts." The bird started telling, he said, "I will eat rotis. Whatever he gives, I'll eat." And this bird became Krishna's closest friend. And then Krishna asked this bird a question. So the bird told the hunter, "You go away now. I'm going to be with him now." So the hunter was giving the cage. Krishna told the hunter, "I don't need the cage. I will not keep the bird in the cage." The hunter said, "He'll fly away if you don't keep him in a cage." The bird said, "No, I will never fly away. I will be with him only. I like him." And then the bird was so happy with Krishna. Wherever Krishna was walking, the bird was flying along. One day, Krishna asked this bird a question. Krishna asked this bird, "Where is your family?" So the bird immediately felt so bad because his family was in the Himalayas. Krishna told the bird, "You go and get your family. I'll take care of them also. I'll give them also rotis." And this little bird, he was so touched by Krishna's kindness and Krishna's love for him. This little bird told Krishna, "I will go and bring my family along." Then he went from Vrindavan all the way flying to the Himalayas. And he came back with his family. And they lived in Vrindavan forever with Krishna. Now imagine how much love Krishna has for even a small bird who is apparently, nobody cares for birds, isn't it? So, the stories of Krishna are very, very inspiring. Every story of Krishna is so sweet and so beautiful. And I'm going to tell you a lot of stories of Krishna and Hanuman's life, okay? One time, when Krishna was a little child, he had a group of friends with whom he would go and steal butter in different people's houses. One day, they decided to steal butter in one gopi's house. So they have a very strategic way of entering to steal butter. Sometimes they go in through the windows. Sometimes they go in through the roof. Sometimes they go in through the main door. So they have different ways of going in. One day, when Krishna and all his friends went into one gopi's house, Hari Bol, No masti. You sit here. It's better here. So when Krishna and all his friends went into this house through the window, they all brought the pots of butter down and they began to eat. And all the friends of Krishna was eating so much. They loved the taste of the butter. And as they were eating, right in the middle, the door opened. As soon as they heard the door opening, all the friends of Krishna began to jump out of the window and escape. They were like little monkeys. They were so fast, so quick. They all started jumping out. One of the friends of Krishna, his name was Madhumangal. He decided, I am going to jump out last so that I can eat maximum. So he sat there and kept eating and eating and eating so much. And he wanted to eat quickly so that he can eat maximum before the gopis come. And the gopis were very close to him. That time he got up and ran. And he jumped out of the window. When he jumped out of the window, his tummy got stuck in the window. Because when he went in, he was very thin. But because he ate so much, he became fat, And when he jumped out of the window, his stomach got stuck inside. And he was not able to go out, he was not able to come in, his belly got stuck. So the gopis started pulling him from inside with his legs. And Krishna and his friends started pulling him outside with their hands, And Madhumangal was screaming in pain. He said, let me go, let me go. And both sides are not letting him go only. And finally, Krishna left him. And this fellow fell inside. And the gopis, they caught him and they beat him up so badly. And then Madhumangal was beaten black and blue and he came out. And when he came out, he went and became very angry at Krishna. He said, Krishna, what kind of a friend are you? I did so much for you. You can't even help me. You allowed me to get beaten by these gopis. So Krishna went to the gopis with great anger. And he told the gopis, because you all have beaten up a Brahmana, all of you will have husbands who are very cruel and they'll beat you up. And you'll have husbands who are very ugly. So the gopis got scared. They said, no, we don't want ugly husbands, we want good husbands. So then Krishna said, there's only one way you will get good husbands, if you make Madhumangal happy. So all the gopis, they took Madhumangal, put him on a throne, kept him a big plate of laddus in front of him, and they told him, please eat. So Madhumangal was eating laddus and giving them blessings. One day, Madhumangal and all his friends, they were all in the forest. Madhumangal saw some amazing thing. He had never seen anything like that in the forest. So Krishna was standing under a mango tree. Beautiful mango tree. And it was mango season. So when Madhumangal came to Krishna, he saw something fantastic. You know what he saw? He saw a big branch of the mango tree bent down. And all the mangoes came right in front of Krishna's face. And Krishna picked up one mango and began to eat it. Madhumangal, his mouth started watering. He went to Krishna and he said, I also want mango. Can you please get me one mango? Make the tree bend. Because getting mango from the tree is not easy, isn't it? You throw stone and it's so complicated. So Madhumangal thought it's a great idea if the mango bends down in front of us, Krishna told Madhumangal, there is a mantra to chant. If you chant this mantra, it's called Amo mantra. It's mango mantra, If you chant this Amo mantra, the mango will come down and you can eat as many mangoes as you want. Madhumangal loved it. He said, tell me what the Amo mantra is. And Krishna told him some complicated Amo mantra. And this Madhumangal learned the mantra really intensely, ran to one tree and started very intensely chanting the Amo mantra. Closed his eyes and he chanted. He opened his eyes, expecting a big bunch of mangoes in front of him. He was very disappointed to see nothing was there. So he thought maybe he didn't chant the mantra well. He again closed his eyes and chanted. Nothing happened. He went to Krishna and he saw Krishna was laughing like anything at him. Because there is nothing like an Amo mantra. So Madhumangal understood Krishna has fooled me. So Madhumangal went and complained to Krishna's brother, Dao Bhaiya. He said, look at what Krishna has done to me. He has told me this Amo mantra, it doesn't work only. I want mangoes. Balram told him, see, this is not the way to get mangoes. If you want mango, there is only one way to get mangoes. Balram went to the tree and shook the tree. And all the mangoes from the tree fell down. And then Madhumangal removed all the mangoes he wanted and he ate nicely. One time, there was a boy named Bhadra. And this Bhadra was very, very close to Krishna. He loved Krishna a lot. He was little older than Krishna. And he was very protective about Krishna. He always wanted to take care of Krishna. And if Krishna was missing even for 1 minute, Bhadra couldn't, contain. One day, Krishna actually went missing for a couple of minutes. And Bhadra was searching for Krishna. He's saying, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" He's asking everyone, "Where is Krishna?" And nobody was answering only his question. So Bhadra became very worried. He thought Krishna is actually in trouble. Because Krishna does all kinds of strange things. He does all kinds of dangerous things. He climbs up a tree and walks on the thinnest branch of the tree. And he can do anything and he can hurt himself. So Bhadra was very, very tensed. So as Bhadra was trying to search, he asked everyone, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" And as Bhadra was searching for Krishna everywhere, nobody is responding. In fact, people are giggling around. People are not answering him properly. So Bhadra, he went to Balramji and he asked, "Where is Krishna?" Balramji is also looking at him and he's not answering. Bhadra was very tensed. And as he was running around searching everywhere, suddenly he had a realization. You know what Bhadra saw? Usually in Vrindavan, the way Vrindavan works is like this. Wherever Krishna walks, everyone looks at him only. When Krishna walks into the forest, all the animals and birds are looking at him only. All the gopas, the boys, are looking at him only. In fact, when Krishna walks, the trees also bend in his direction. Now imagine, if there's a tree and Krishna is walking under the tree, the whole tree moves and bends in the direction in which Krishna is walking. Today, Bhadra saw something very interesting. You know what Bhadra saw? Bhadra saw that everybody is looking at him. The birds were looking at him, the animals were looking at him, all the boys were looking at him, even the trees were bending towards him. Bhadra was very confused because, first of all, Krishna is missing. On top of that, now everybody is looking at him. So he became very conscious. And then suddenly Bhadra understood. He turned around immediately and he said, "Krishna!" And you know where Krishna was? Right behind him. So Bhadra was moving like this, Krishna also moving exactly in the same way. And Bhadra just couldn't find him. So Krishna was trying to fool with him basically. And everybody else understood that Krishna is behind him only. So how did Bhadra come to know that Krishna is behind him? Because everybody is looking in his direction, isn't it? So whom are they looking at? They're looking at Krishna who is at the back of them. And that's how Bhadra came to know Krishna is behind them. One day, Krishna was playing with his friends. And as they were playing with their friends, they were playing wrestling. So Krishna was wrestling with Sridama and they were having a lot of fun doing wrestling. Suddenly, there was one Baba. His name was Durvas Muni. So Durvas Muni is a very angry sage. If you know stories of Durvas Muni, always gets angry. So that day he came to Vrindavan. He came to know that Krishna is in Vrindavan. So Durvas Muni came to Vrindavan. And when Durvas Muni came to Vrindavan, he wanted to have darshan of Krishna. He wanted to see Krishna once. So he came all the way to where Krishna was. And he saw Krishna playing games with his friends. And Durvas Muni was sitting over there in one corner and watching Krishna play games with his friends. This is God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what is he doing? Playing wrestling games with his friends. Durvas Muni was amazed. And he was mesmerized looking at Krishna only. Suddenly Krishna came running to Durvas Muni. And he asked him a question. He said, "Baba, who won? Did I win or did Sridama win the game?" Now imagine, there's one sadhu somewhere and you're playing cricket. You can't go and ask sadhu the score or who won, right? They are in their own world. Krishna is going and asking, "Baba, who won? Did I win or Sridama win?" So Durvas Muni is not opening his mouth. He is like too stunned to look at, it's just mesmerized. Krishna He shakes him up. He said, Baba, tell me who won. Did I win or Sridhama win? Baba is too stunned to speak. Krishna jumped on the lap of Durvas Muni. He sat on the, imagine, such an angry sage. Everybody is cursing. Krishna jumped into the lap of Durvas Muni. And he's pulling the beard of Durvas Muni. And he's saying, Baba, tell me who won. Did I win or did Sridhama win? And Durvas Muni was stunned. He had no idea how to handle this, And Durvas Muni's mouth opened up. He looks in amazement, right? And when his mouth opened, suddenly Krishna entered into the mouth of Durvas Muni. Or rather, Durvas Muni entered into the mouth of Krishna. The other way around, sorry. And when Durvas Muni entered into the mouth of Krishna, he began to walk around and see there are unlimited universes. So he's walking from one universe to another universe, from one universe to third universe, walking around universes. And then finally, after so much of walking around different universes, he finally comes to one planet. And in that planet, he comes to Vrindavan. And in that Vrindavan, he comes to this forest in which he is. And suddenly, he comes out of the mouth of Krishna and he's sitting over there. And Krishna is sitting on his lap and pulling his beard and asking him, Baba, who won? Imagine, Durvas Muni was totally bewildered. He has never experienced anything like this. Now, I'm going to tell you all a very interesting story. And this is a story of Hanumanji. And this story is a very, very special story of Hanumanji because this is the story of Hanuman even before he was born. When Hanuman was in the womb of his mother, Anjana, Vali, he came to know that a very powerful Vanar is going to be born in their kingdom. And he will be more powerful than Vali also. So Vali decided, before that Vanara is born, I'll kill him in the womb of his mother only. So Vali created a very special type of soup. But this was a soup made up of five metals. Usually you have soup made up of vegetables, right? So he made a soup made up of metals, 5 metals. And this soup, if a pregnant woman drinks, she will have a miscarriage. The child will die immediately. So he sent this soup to Anjana for her to drink. And Anjana, without knowing what it is, she drank. And Vali was waiting for the news that the baby has died. But no news came. He waited for 1 day, he waited for 2 days, he waited for 5 days. No news came. So Vali didn't know what to make out of it. One day he got the news that Anjana has delivered a child. Now Vali was amazed. This child should have died ideally. But how this child was born? He ran to where Anjana delivered the child to see who this child is. When Vali came there, he saw this newborn baby, just born. And when he saw the baby, he was shocked. Because the baby had a earring made up of the 5 metals. So instead of those 5 metals killing the baby, the 5 metals decorated the baby. So imagine how powerful Hanumanji is. Coming back to Krishna, I'll tell you a very sweet and a very funny story of Krishna. And I really love this story. One time, Krishna went to one gopi's house to steal butter. But this time, Krishna went to this gopi's house early in the morning. And when he went to this gopi's house early in the morning, he knocked the door of the gopi's house. This gopi, early in the morning, she didn't know who has come. 6 o'clock in the morning, who comes to your house? She opened the door and she saw outside was standing Krishna in a very sleepy form, rubbing his eyes. And the gopi asked Krishna, Krishna, what are you doing early morning here? Krishna said, my mother Yashoda has sent me to your house. Because we are going to have some guests. Some very big sadhus are coming to our house. And Yashoda has sent me to your house to get butter. Because we don't have butter in our house and we want to feed the sadhus. The gopi became very happy, thinking that, Yashoda is asking her for butter. So she was so thrilled. She ran inside and got 2 pots of butter. And she gave it to Krishna. And along with the 2 pots of butter, she gave a packet of mishri. Mishri is sugar balls. And she told Krishna, please tell Mother Yashoda to give the sadhus butter mixed with sugar balls. They will love it. So Krishna said, yes, yes. And he said, tomorrow I'll come and return back your pots of butter. The gopi said, no, this is my service to Yashoda. Please serve the sadhus on my behalf. Krishna said, okay. He turned around and this gopi closed the door. As soon as this gopi closed the door, Krishna sat outside the door only. Yeah. And all his friends came out. And they told Krishna, what are you doing? We just stole butter from this house. How can you sit outside this house? Let's go somewhere else. Krishna said, no. When we steal in somebody's house, if you eat outside that house only, it is more fun. So he made everyone sit in a big circle over there. And Krishna started feeding butter to everyone, And all these boys, they started eating butter. They were enjoying themselves. In the meanwhile, inside, this gopi, she heard some sounds coming from outside. When you bite, sugar balls, you have this, make this sound now with the teeth. So she thought some monkeys are making some noise outside. So she opened the door. And she got the shock of her life to see Krishna sitting with all his friends outside. She said, Krishna, what are you doing? You cheated me. You said this butter is for the sadhus. And these are your stupid sadhus. And he was very angry at the boys. And all the boys got scared, obviously. Krishna stood up. And in great anger, he started talking to the gopi. He said, you should not say anything bad about my friends. You have no idea who they are. They are all big sadhus. And Krishna is pointing out to one boy. There was one little boy among the group, He was just 2 years old. And he didn't even know they were caught. He was still sitting and eating, over there. And he was totally naked, So Krishna is pointing out to that boy and he's saying, see this fellow is a Naga Baba. He's come from the Himalayas here, And he's telling the gopis, you should actually do dandavat to all of them. The gopi got so upset and so angry. She said, yes, I will do dandavat to all of them. I'll get one danda and beat all of them. So she ran inside to get the danda. By this time, all the boys ran away. One time, Krishna went to his mother. And he told his mother that, why is Radha fair and I am dark? So he asked his mother like that. So now if a child asks a mother such a question, how do you answer that question? So the mother made it very simple for Krishna to understand. She told him, see, dark color, you can't put any colors on it. If there is black color, you put yellow on it. It won't become any other color. But fair color, you can make it any color you want. So Yashoda told Krishna, Radha is fair because you can paint her any color you want. You can put yellow on her, you can put pink on her, you can put whatever color you want on her. Krishna loved the answer. He ran to Radha. He ran to meet Radha and he took with him 2 different colors. And he ran to her and he put one color on this side and one color on this side. And he loved the idea that I can paint her any color I want. And that's how Holi began in Vrindavan. So from that year onwards, every day they started celebrating Holi on that day. One particular day, when Krishna was, on the day of Holi, Krishna was hiding in one corner of the house. He was not coming out only. So Yashoda asked Krishna, why are you hiding like this in one corner? Go and play with your friends. Krishna said, no, I don't want to go at all. So Yashoda said, what happened? Krishna had 2 problems with playing Holi that year. One problem was that the previous year, some color had gone into his eyes and his eyes burnt a lot. So he didn't want to play. And the second problem was, which is bigger, was when you play Holi, your whole body gets colored and all kinds of colors on your body. And then the next day, the mother will rub like anything, on the body to remove all the colors. And Krishna didn't like all that rubbing, So he said, I don't want to play Holi. So Krishna's friends, all of them reached, to ask Krishna to come out. And Mother Yashoda told all the boys that Krishna is not there today. He is gone somewhere else. All the boys didn't believe Mother Yashoda. They told Madhumangal, you go inside and find Krishna and come. So Madhumangal went inside alone. And he was roaming around the whole palace of Nanda Bhavan to find Krishna. Finally, he found Krishna hiding in one corner. And Madhumangal went and told Krishna, hey, why are you hiding here? Come and play Holi with us. Krishna said, no, I will not come. And he told Madhumangal, you also don't tell anyone that I am hiding here. Madhumangal said, why? Why I should not tell? And then Krishna said, if you don't tell anyone that I am hiding here, I'll give you one plate of laddus. Madhumangal said, first give me, and then I will decide. So Krishna went and gave him one big plate of laddus. So Madhumangal took this plate of laddus, very happy, he was eating and coming out. After he came out, all his friends asked Madhumangal, where is Krishna? Madhumangal told all of them, Krishna has told me not to tell you where he is. And that's all. All the friends ran in and pulled out Krishna. He also began to enjoy himself. So one time, Krishna was with all his friends and they had gone to the forest. And when they went to the forest, hungry. And when they were feeling hungry, they went to Krishna and told Krishna that please, can you get us some food to eat? We are very, very hungry. So Krishna said, no problem. You know what Krishna did? Krishna began to play his flute. As soon as Krishna played his flute, hundreds of baskets of laddus appeared in front of Krishna. And all the friends looked at the baskets of laddu. There were all varieties of laddus. There was rava laddu, there is bundi laddu, there is motichur laddu. Every single variety of laddu you can imagine was there. And all the friends of Krishna, they jumped on those laddus and began to eat so many laddus. Every boy ate at least 20 laddus. After eating so many laddus, now they were full. They didn't have more space to eat. But still there were hundreds of laddus left. What do you do with so many laddus? So one boy took a laddu and threw on another boy. And that boy got angry. He took the laddu and threw on a third boy. And then very soon there were hundreds of laddus flying in the air, all directions. And they had a major laddu fight, you know. From that year onwards in Vrindavan, till today, every year they have a laddu fight. So the Vrajvasis actually throw laddus on each other. One time, I'll tell you a story of Hanumanji now. One time, when the Ram-Ravan war was happening, from in the palace of so in the palace of Ravan, Vibhishan came to know that there is a very special and a very powerful type of yajna happening. It was known as the Chandi Stotra. And Chandi Stotra it would make a Ravan invincible. So Ram told Hanumanji, do anything but stop the Chandi Stotra. So Hanumanji went into the palace and he took a tiny form of a honeybee. He was flying around in the palace to find out where the Chandi Stotra was happening. And then finally, as he went in, he found in one corner of the palace, there was a yajna and there was chanting of mantras happening. It was very serious type of chanting. Hanumanji realized this is the Chandi Stotra. And he was shocked to see the person who was leading the Chandi Stotra was none other than Brahaspati, who was the guru of the gods. So how did the guru of the gods come here to help Ravan? Because Ravan kidnapped him and brought him. And Brahaspati had no option but to do the Chandi Stotra for Ravan. And there was lot of guards protecting the Chandi Stotra. And Brahaspati had no option but to do it. As Brahaspati was doing the Chandi Stotra, Hanumanji decided that I have to go and disturb him. So Hanumanji was in the form of a tiny bee. So he was flying around. He sat on the leaves in which the Chandi Stotra verses were written. And he used his legs and rubbed off 2-3 verses of the Chandi Stotra. He was hoping that Brahaspati would miss it. But Brahaspati, he had the whole Chandi Stotra by heart. He was not even looking at that leaf. So now Hanumanji realized that I need to do something to really stop this. You know what Hanumanji did? He made sure that the guards are not looking. In that 1 second that the guards are not looking, Hanumanji took a very huge, scary ghost-like form. And he came out from that leaf and he scared Brihaspati. And Brihaspati got so scared, he dropped the leaf and started running away in fear. And all the guards were wondering what is wrong with him, you know. Suddenly, he was just normal and suddenly he is running like this. So 2 or 3 times Hanumanji scared Brihaspati so badly, Brihaspati forgot only Chandi Stotra. He couldn't remember verses of Chandi Stotra. So then Ravan realized that, Brihaspati is useless now. He called another team of Brahmanas. He had a backup team. And these old Brahmanas, they were coming to enter into the arena where the Chandi Stotra was going on. And as this team of Brahmanas were coming in, suddenly Hanumanji took the form of a young Brahman and went into that group. And he told the old Brahmins, I will help you. Whatever you want, I'll help you. So the old Brahmanas would say, get water. And Hanuman would run and get water. Whatever they would ask him, Hanuman was doing really, really fast. So all the old Brahmanas, they became very happy with Hanumanji. And they told Hanumanji, because you are doing so much seva to us, you ask us anything, we will give you. Hanuman said, I don't want anything for myself. He said, I want something for my king Ravan. So he said, I want Ravan to be very happy in life. So I only request one small sentence, one small word correction in the Chandi Stotra. The last word, when they complete the Chandi Stotra, the last statement says, Karam. So Chandi Stotram, it ends with the word Karam. And he said, only replace the word Ka with the word Ha, with the letter Ha. Only that much do for me. So Brahmana said, yes, we'll do anything you say, because you love our king and we also love our king. So the Brahmanas did the whole Chandi Stotra and they replaced the word Ka with the word Ha. And that one letter that got replaced, the effect of the Chandi Stotra became opposite. Chandi, instead of being happy with Ravan, she became very angry with Ravan. And she destroyed the whole Chandi Stotra arena. And that is how Ravan, he lost that whole plot. In Sanskrit, one letter difference makes a big difference in the meaning of the statement. So instead of saying Jayati, instead of saying victory to Chandi, that's one letter change, it actually said, let bad things happen to Chandi. And Chandi became very, very upset. One time, Krishna, he went to one Gopi's house and he was stealing butter. And he stole butter in that Gopi's house and this Gopi caught him. And she told Krishna, I'm going to take you to your mother. Krishna told her, don't take me to my mother. This Gopi said, no, I'm going to take you to your mother and I'm going to complain about you to your mother. She caught Krishna's hand and she was dragging him to Mother Yashoda. Krishna told her, see, I'm telling you, don't take me to my mother. This Gopi didn't listen only. She pulled him, dragged him and brought him all the way to Mother Yashoda. And she began to complain to Mother Yashoda like anything. She said, your son is so bad. He does this, he does that. Great anger she was complaining. Mother Yashoda is looking at her. She asks her, are you sure my son only is doing all these bad things? She said, yes, I've caught him. I caught him stealing butter in my house. And I brought him here just to show you how bad he is. Mother Yashoda said, are you sure my son only is stealing butter in your house? She said, absolutely, I've caught him. Look at this. And Yashoda told him, look, you only look. And she turned and saw, it was not Krishna standing there. It was her own son that was standing there. Krishna had taken the form of her son. And this Gopi was bewildered. She was shocked. Because she knew she only dragged Krishna. She didn't bring her son. She was very sure about it. Now when she saw her son standing there, she was very embarrassed. She didn't know how it happened. And then she took her son out. And as she took her son out, suddenly the son transformed back into Krishna. And Krishna gave her a warning. She said, this time I became your son. Next time you bring me like this, I'll become your husband. And this gopi never ever dared to catch Krishna after that. Another time, Krishna was caught by one gopi. And this gopi, she was going to bring Krishna, but Krishna ran away from her house. And she ran at full speed and came to his own house. And he went and sat behind his mother, Yashoda. So he was hanging on her mother's neck with a lot of love and affection, very innocent face. Nobody would ever know that he has just stolen in somebody's house and come, So Yashoda was very happy. Her son is in a loving mood today. And then suddenly in some time that gopi comes. And she is very upset. She is very, very angry at Krishna for doing such mischief. And she comes to her mother Yashoda and she starts shouting, you have no idea what your son is doing. And he's very angry spirit. She's shouting and shouting. Suddenly, she starts laughing. So Mother Yashoda is thinking, what happened to her? She was just now shouting so much anger. Suddenly she starts laughing. And then after a minute, she again becomes in control. Again starts shouting like anything at Krishna. And in the next moment, again she starts laughing. Yashoda is thinking, what's wrong with her? Why is she angry or is she laughing, The reason she was doing all this was because behind Mother Yashoda, Krishna was standing and making all kinds of strange faces. And he was making the dirtiest of the dirty faces, And his faces were so bad and so funny that this lady just couldn't control her laughter. She was laughing and laughing and laughing like anything. Finally, this lady just gave up. She said, I don't think I can do it. She just walked out. And after this lady walked out, Mother Yashoda brought Krishna ahead. She asked Krishna, who is this? Why is she doing like this? Krishna looked at his mother and you know what he told her? He told her, she is Batanga. What is the meaning of Batanga? It doesn't have any meaning only. Like that only Krishna said, she is Batanga. So Mother Yashoda asked Krishna, what is Batanga? Krishna said, she is sister of Matanga. And Mother Yashoda is asking, who is Matanga? He said, I don't know, and he ran away. So Krishna has a very funny way of getting away from, all the mischief. And that is how Krishna managed to win all the devotees' hearts. One time, Krishna had a little cat. I don't know if you heard of this. Krishna had a little cat. And it was a golden fat cat. And this fat cat, it was always doing meow meow, in Nanda Bhavan. And then, whenever Krishna came into the house, he would run and rub himself against the legs of Krishna. So this cat was not like any other cat. This cat would not drink anything unless Krishna gave him. And this cat would be sitting in one corner all day long, waiting for Krishna to come. And the moment Krishna would come, he would jump around and run around and be with Krishna, play with Krishna. One day, when Krishna went to graze the cows, he went and did all the grazing all day long, and then he came back in the evening. When he came back in the evening, this cat saw Krishna enter the house. And the cat ran to rub himself against Krishna's feet. As the cat ran, there was one big ball of thread kept in one corner. And somehow this cat banged against that ball of thread. And the thread opened up. And the cat started running. And as the cat started running around, that ball of thread opened up. And the thread started tying up the cat. And the cat was trying to get out. And the more it was trying to get out, the more entangled it was getting, And finally the cat got so entangled that it couldn't move only. And it was lying over there meowing, waiting for. And then finally one of Krishna's friends told him, your cat is stuck over there, And Krishna went up to this cat and he saw this cat very, very badly tied up. And the cat was moving its leg and hands, trying to somehow get out from there. And Krishna told the cat, Just relax. Don't do anything. I will get you out. And slowly Krishna started unwinding the cat's threads. We are all like this cat. We're doing all funny things and we're doing all naughty things. And we're getting caught in this world. And Krishna patiently removes all the knots and helps us get out of the mess and the entanglement. Okay, now I'm going to tell you all two last stories. Okay, one is a very funny story. Okay, I'll tell you rather two very funny stories. And this is of the monkeys. Okay, the first story is the story of the monkeys of Ram's army deciding to do Ekadasi. Once all the monkeys, they see the human beings are doing Ekadasi every month, 2 times. The monkeys said, we will also do Ekadasi from next time. So when the Ekadasi day came, they began to fast. From morning to evening to night, they decided nothing, no eating, no drinking. And it was early in the morning, Ekadasi began. And they started fasting. After a few hours, one monkey had a thought. This monkey told the other monkeys, if we are fasting so much, what if we become so weak that we can't even climb the tree tomorrow morning? We'll die without climbing the tree only. So all the monkeys became tensed. They said, you're right. Maybe we should just go and sit on top of the tree so that it is easy for us to pluck fruits and eat. All of them climbed different trees and sat on the top of the trees. And the mangoes were, hanging in front of them. All different fruits were hanging in front of them. One monkey, after 1 more hour, said, what if we don't have strength to pluck the fruit also? We become so weak already, So all the monkeys were very tensed. They said, it will be a disaster if fruit is right in front of us, but we don't have strength to pluck the fruits out. So they all decided, we'll pluck the fruit and keep it in our hand. We'll eat tomorrow morning. So all plucked fruits and kept in both their hands. After 1 more hour, they were feeling really weak. So one monkey said, what if we don't have energy to bite the fruit also? So then one monkey said, let us bite the fruit and keep, we won't eat it. They all bit the fruit and kept in their mouth only. And after some time, slowly the fruit started going in. And that was the end of their Ekadasi. After that, they never decided to do Ekadasi in their life. One time, when all the monkeys were in Vrindavan, were in Ayodhya, and Lord Ram invited all the monkeys for a big feast in Ayodhya. So all the monkeys, they were excited that first time in the history of their life, human beings have invited them for a feast. Usually human beings don't invite monkeys for feast. Very dangerous, right? So the monkeys said, we are all Ram's army. So if we behave badly, then it will be like a very bad thing for Ram. The monkeys said, we should be very well behaved in tomorrow's feast. But one monkey said, we don't know what is well behaved. How do we be well behaved if we don't know what it is? So then they said, one of us is very well behaved, and that is Hanumanji. All of us will do what Hanumanji does, and then we will all be well behaved. So they said, yes, whatever Hanuman does, we'll do tomorrow. So Hanumanji started walking straight like human beings towards the Prasadam hall. And all the monkeys started walking straight line behind Hanumanji, And the Ayodhya Vasis were amazed to see monkeys walking straight line. Have you ever seen monkeys walking in a straight line? All running, jumping from here and jumping from there, So when the monkeys walked in a straight line towards the Prasadam hall, the humans were amazed. They were very impressed that Ram's Vanaras, Ram's army, is very trained monkeys. And they all sat in straight lines. Hanumanji sat in one place, and all the monkeys started sitting in a line. And Hanumanji folded his hand and sat like this. All the monkeys folded their hands and sat like this, So humans were highly amazed, highly impressed at the way in which the monkeys were behaving. Finally, they started serving food. And as they were serving food, all the monkeys were being tempted to eat the food. But Hanumanji was sitting like this, with his hands folded, waiting for all the items to be served. Then he would begin eating. So finally, all the items were served. And the last item to be served was green peas sabji. The round green peas. And they put the green peas on Hanumanji's plate. And when they put the green peas on Hanumanji's plate, one green pea bounced out of the plate. It jumped like this. Dha, dha, dha. Bounced out. And Hanumanji got very angry at the green peas. How did it get out of my plate like that? And Hanumanji jumped to catch that green pea. And all the monkeys thought that's what they are also supposed to do. So all of them also jumped out. And that was the end of the whole discipline. And that was the end of the whole feast. And then after that, the monkeys ate in their own style. So, these are the amazing stories of Krishna and Hanuman's life. Do you want me to tell one more story?
Yes.
Okay. Funny one? Hanuman or Krishna? Okay. I'll tell one Krishna and one Hanuman, okay?
Yes.
One time, when so Krishna was the doctor of Vrindavan. I don't know how many of you all know. Krishna, whenever anyone is hurt in Vrindavan and anyone has any problem in Vrindavan, Krishna is the doctor. So you know how Krishna does his treatment. Here is a very interesting and funny story of how Krishna does his treatment. For Krishna, everyone is important. And he is a doctor of Vrindavan. So he is very careful to treat everyone in Vrindavan. Even if a monkey is hurt in Vrindavan, the monkey comes to Krishna and Krishna treats the monkey. If anyone has a headache in Vrindavan, they go to Krishna. And you know what Krishna does? He presses their head and their headache goes away. So everyone in Vrindavan goes to Krishna only as a doctor. And Krishna, he does extra service. Even if people don't come to him, he goes to them. One day, all the boys were playing around in Vrindavan. And when they were playing around in Vrindavan, one boy, Rishabh, Krishna's close friend, he got a little scratch on his head, on his hand. I'm sure all of you all have got scratches, right? When you play games, you fall down, you trip. Little scratches keep happening, yes.
I got a scratch.
Very good, very good.
When I was touching this guy.
So Krishna will come to help you, okay? So Krishna, he immediately saw that Rishabh got a scratch on his hand. Krishna told Rishabh, show me your hand, show me your hand. Rishabh didn't even know he got a scratch. But Krishna came to know he got a scratch. So Krishna pulled out his hand. He saw Rishabh's hand. There was such a tiny scratch, you couldn't even make out. And Rishabh was not having any pain also. But Krishna was very worried. He said, don't go anywhere. If you go out, your hand will become septic. And then Krishna said, I'll treat you now. You know what Krishna did to treat Rishabh? Anything that he found on the ground was his medicine. If he found grass on the ground, that was a medicine. If he found cow dung on the ground, that was a medicine. Whatever he found around, that became medicine for Krishna. He took the grass, kept it on some stones, crushed the grass, made it into a paste, and took that paste and put on Rishabh's hand like this. And he started blowing on Rishabh's hand. Then after 1 minute of putting that paste, he asked Rishabh, is your pain gone? Rishabh didn't have pain only first. And then Rishabh says, yes, it is gone. And then Krishna becomes so happy that he has treated Rishabh. He goes and tells everyone, see, I treated him. His pain is gone now. Why does Krishna do this? Krishna does this because he loves everyone, isn't it? I'm going to tell you a very sweet story of Krishna's life. It is my favorite story. And this is the... Huh? Okay, this is a funny one. You want a funny one? Okay. Let me tell you this story then. One time, Krishna and all his friends decided to go to steal butter in one gopi's house. And as they went to steal butter, they saw there was a big problem in that house. You know what was the problem? The problem was, in that house, on the doors and windows of the house, the gopi had put bells. There were hundreds of bells. It's like a burglar alarm system, you know. This is the first house that had 100% security. Full burglar alarm system. If anyone entered into the door or window, touched any part of the house, the alarm will ring. And not only that, Even on the pots of butter, there was bells hanging. So all the friends of Krishna said, forget this house. Let's go and steal in somebody else's house. Krishna said, hey, don't you all know I'm God? I can do anything. The friend said, see, you may be God, but it's a very dangerous place. Let's not go here. Krishna said, no, I'll show you my power. And Krishna did like this. And as soon as Krishna did like this, one very effulgent looking Devata, demigod, was standing there in front of them. And Krishna said, so he was the Devata of the bells. He told the Devata of the bells, I want you not to ring. The Devata of bells said, yes, my lord, whatever you say, I will not ring any bell. So Krishna said, see, so simple. He told his friends, now let's go in. They all jumped in through the window. No bell rang. Not even one bell rang. And Krishna brought all the pots down. Not even a single bell rang in the house. And Krishna was very happy and very proud of himself being God. And finally, Krishna distributed the butter to all his friends, little by little. And all the friends of Krishna began to eat so much butter. And as they were eating so much butter, finally Krishna decided to eat butter himself. He took the chunk of butter, he was about to put it in his mouth. All the bells in the house began to ring simultaneously. Every single bell in the house simultaneously began to ring. And the gopis came running and they caught all the boys together. And now Krishna and all the boys, they were in trouble. The boys looked at Krishna and said, that's it. This is what it means to be God. So Krishna was very bewildered. The gopi was going to catch him and take him to Mother Yashoda. Krishna told the gopi, just wait a minute, I have to ask someone something. I'll come back. You take me if you want. He did like this. And that fellow came again, the Devata of the bells. Krishna asked him, hey, what is this? I told you not to ring. Why did you ring? This Devata of the bells said, my dear God, I didn't want to ring. You told me not to ring, so I didn't ring in the beginning. But you only have told in the Vedas that whenever offering is done, bell should ring. So when you are going to eat, so I didn't know whether I should ring the bell or should not ring the bell. So I didn't want to take a risk and I rang all the bells. And that's how all the friends of Krishna were caught while stealing butter. So Krishna and his friends, they had unlimited pastimes like this and unlimited stories. And each of these stories are so special and so sweet. So I hope all of you all enjoyed the stories. Did you like the stories? Yes. Hari Bol. Yes.
Can we say stories?
Yes. You can tell stories to each other. Okay. Anyone has any questions? Any of you all want to ask anything? Yes.
How does the God of the bells get confused even though it's a God?
Yeah, sometimes gods get confused also. Especially when they deal with small children like you, they get very confused. Hari. So if all of you want to read, you have a question? Yes. What's your question?
How do
Huh?
sharks eat? How do sharks
What?
How do sharks eat? How do sharks eat?
You want to eat?
How do sharks eat?
How do sharks eat? They eat exactly the way we eat. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. And all of y'all should read as many books as possible to get many stories like this. I've been writing many books for y'all. So please catch hold of all the books and you'll get a lot of stories to read. Okay? Thank you. Hare Krishna.